All right. Sorry for the delay. All right. So check it out. Did you know that more men use online dating than women? 52% to 47% more men using online dating than women. And you know what? As a brief sidebar, I'll tell you what. I think that if you are going to do online dating, I think you should check out some of the top ones that I always suggest is Hinge. Always suggest Bumble. I got some people that I know very closely who actually found each other. They found love on Bumble. I got some people that found love on Hinge. My boy Joseph's got a app, the largest black dating app in the world, RBL. So that's pretty cool. So age can impact finding love, finding a match. For women, online dating statistics show that women's desirability online peaks at 21, but at 26, women have more online pursuers than men, whereas at 48, men have twice as many pursuers online. Check that out. All right. So look. So check it out. I'm gonna I'll keep it in. Just here we go. So check it out. So let's talk about these 10 questions. I got 10 questions that I want you guys to consider. 10 questions. I got one set of questions that you should ask, right? If you're going on a date, if you decided that you're going to go out on a date with somebody, you should ask these, you should know some of this stuff prior. Now, listen to this. Here's my thought on even before I even read the list. I don't think that you should go out on a date with somebody that you don't know, right? I like a video chat beforehand so you can even figure out if this is even worth doing. Or is this person even worth going out with? Right? I think it's important to know that. So you get all dressed up, you all ready, you go down, you meet somebody at the restaurant. 10 questions that you can ask. Now, here's my number one. And this is for men and women, right? You want to know, is there somebody who thinks they're in a relationship with you? Is there somebody who thinks they're in a relationship with you? All right. Sometimes people, they got hanger-ons, they got unfinished business, right? And so sometimes they might be in a relationship with somebody, or somebody thinks that they're in a relationship with them. All right. And so I think that's a good first one. If you like that one, somebody type yes. If you like that one, type yes. All right. All right. Holistic. Well, what's up, lady? My friends are checking in. See that I'm here for the topic. Yes, 10 questions to ask. Here's number 2. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Now, when you ask this question is not to be super serious, right? I think sometimes the questions and how you ask the questions make the difference. But you do want to know, what are you doing with your life? Right? I was doing some networking, and I sat down with a young lady, and I asked her, I said, well, tell me who you are. Tell me about yourself. And her question back to me was, well, just ask me a question. Look, it should be on the tip of your tongue. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing here? All right. Yes. All right, let's move on. Number 3, tell me about your childhood. Now, the childhood question. It's not that you want to, this is not a therapy session. Okay. You're not asking all the questions so that you can get to the bottom of their psychosis, right? You just want to get some general knowledge about who that person is. All right. Wendy said, at my age, I'm not wasting time. Understood. But you want to know about the person's childhood because now their childhood, how they came up, if they had two parents, what kind of neighborhood they grew up in. You're not going to necessarily go all in on all that, but you do need to ask about their childhood. Now, listen, here's an inside one, y'all. This is not on the list, but this is an inside one. It's also good to ask, well, not necessarily at that moment, but at some point in time, check this out, ask about their birth order. You want to know about their birth order. You want to know in what order are you in age, right? Birth order will tell you a lot about who a person is, right? If they were an only child, many times they have something. Sometimes it was all about them. They got all their parents' attention, and all eyes was on them, and they never had to share. Right? They never had to give anybody anything. They never had to split anything. It was all them all the time, right? Now, of course, since we know everybody comes from different places, you can't just necessarily judge and say every only child is the same way, right? Because everybody comes from different places. But there's some things that can tell you about middle children, right? Sometimes there's a personality that forms with a middle child who's bucking to try to get some attention, right? Sometimes they carry this over into their dating and relationship life. Y'all feel me? Sometimes they carry this stuff over into their youngest child, right? Sometimes the youngest child is spoiled and especially if let's say it was a boy and he had older sisters. Older sisters took care of everything. They swept, they cleaned his room, they ironed his clothes, and sometimes he just got used to a woman doing everything. Well, maybe you're not looking to be that kind of woman who's doing all that and taking care of everything for that guy. All right, let's move on. Number 4. Here's a question, and this is a good question. Number 4, what makes you nervous or angry? What makes you nervous or angry? What is it that makes you nervous? It makes you or what makes you angry, right? What really just ticks you off? What pisses you off and just really pushes your buttons? You ask this question and you sit back and you just chill, right? Because you want to know what pushes this person's buttons. Maybe they got a hair trigger. Maybe they might say, traffic. When people cut me off in traffic, I just can't stand it. So you might want to know, do you own a gun? You might want to ask. You might want to know, do you own a gun with all that road rage you got? Look, I remember I used to, I dated this one girl one time. She was so sweet. She was like a pure angel. She was like a pure angel, right? And she had such a kind heart. When she got behind the wheel, she would be driving and somebody cut her off. She'd be like slamming her hand on the on the dash. You stupid mother! And I was like, I couldn't believe it was the same person, right? But traffic was something that just was. She had a hair trigger for traffic, and she went off. Anytime somebody cut her off in traffic or whatever, she would just completely cuss them out. I didn't even hear her cuss until we got in the car and somebody cut her off in traffic. So you want to know what makes this person angry. All right, let's move on. Number 5. How about this? Tell me your dream relationship. Tell me your dream relationship. Hey, and look, I got my Cash App right there. I want y'all to support the show. Support the show. Please drop something in the Cash App right there. I got the PayPal me. Drop something over there. It helps me to keep this all going. But what is your dream relationship? Okay. Hey, Tanya, what's going on, lady? If you close your eyes, now I like to do this anyway. I like somebody who would do this anyway, right? If you close your eyes and I ask you to tell me what your ideal relationship would be like, tell me. Hey, Torian, tell me what your ideal relationship would be like. And you sit back and you be quiet. Now, here's why you have to ask this question. Here's why this is a good question. You want to know what is the width and the breadth of their imagination, or do they not have any thought about going further and going more and being more than they are right now, right? You want to know where people stand. You want to know where people stand. I like that one. And Wendy, she said, how often do you pray? Good question. Good question. Now, of course, look, you don't want this to be an interrogation, right? Because this is supposed to be a date and it's supposed to be fun. So some of these questions you can ask at the table, and some of these questions you can just spread out throughout the evening, right? But you don't want to sit down with somebody and be like rapid fire questions, like making them feel like they in the cops. they being interrogated by the police. All right. Let's move on. Number six. What is one thing that is a deal breaker for you? What is a deal breaker for you? All right. Somebody else dropped in. Do you want kids? Okay. And kids might be a deal breaker for somebody. They'd be like, because I know people who didn't. Somebody just told me the other day. They got with somebody, married them, and found out that the person had an outside baby somewhere. And after they got married, boom, they found out they got a baby. So what do you do? Yes. Tanya said you can also put them in a jar and each person pull one. Good idea. I like that one. I like that. So you want to know what is your deal breaker? What is something that, you know what? If you do this, boom, we are finished. What is your deal breaker? All right. Now I'm gonna tell you this, you guys. Y'all got the inside track by even being here tonight. You guys have the inside track just hearing these questions, because a lot of people go on dates and they are just out wasting time, right? Some people going on dates and they have never really thought about what they want. They never really thought about who they are. They never really thought about where they're going. And so these questions could be like, for some people, like this could be pretty intense. They'd be like, wow, okay. You might scare some off. And for some people, if you scare them off, good. They need to be scared off. All right. All right. Let's move on. Number 7. What do you find most attractive in a man or a woman, right? Guys, There's nothing wrong. Ask this question. This is a good question. What do you find most attractive in a man? Ask the woman that. What do you find most attractive in a man? Now, you're not trying to see if you're that person specifically. And you're not trying to figure out how you shouldn't be trying to figure out how you can curve yourself to be what it is that she says. But dating is collecting data. Dating is collecting data. So you need to be collecting data to know, if this is going to work or not. You have to be collecting data. All right. So you want to know, ladies, ask the guy, what do you find most attractive in a woman? And you sit and you listen. What do men, if all the man's answers are about body parts, write that down in your mental file cabinet. Write that in your mental notes. Take a mental note of that. If everything he says has to do with breast and boobs and butt and like all of that, then that tells you that could probably tell you about the seriousness and where he is with that. Fellas, if everything she talks about that she finds most attractive has to do with money, bing, 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 bing. If everything she says that she finds attractive about a man is his career and what he drives and where he lives and all of that, boom, that's an indication that might be a red flag. Might be a red flag. Move on. Number eight. This is an important question to ask. So this is an important question to ask because today we're talking about the 10 questions, top 10 questions to ask on a date. This is for the men. This is for the women. This is for everybody. Number 8. Are you a big family person or are you an intimate partner person? Are you a big family person or are you an intimate partner person? All right, what's the difference? A big family person might be somebody who is comfortable. Let's say you come from a big family, and when you go to Thanksgiving, there's maybe you got 10 aunts, and all of them had 10 kids, and there's just a lot of people coming together, a lot of chaos. For people who love family, they love seeing kids run around. They love seeing, hearing people laugh and joke and eat and all of that. But if you are not a big family person, that can get on your nerves. Look, if you're not a big family person and you're around all these people, like you could just feel like swallowed up. And you're like, man, I didn't know this is how it was going to be. Right? And it could really get on your nerves. And vice versa. Look, if you are an intimate partner person, meaning like you like to be with the person that you are with, and that's it. You're not the person who's going to be, hanging out with the big crowds. You just like spending time one-on-one with your person. If you're an intimate partner person, and you're either way with this, you need to know who this person is. Because listen, if you're a big family person, you might not be able to be with this person who's an intimate partner person, especially if you're close to your family, right? If you go to your family's house every Sunday for dinner and everybody's coming over and you're going to expect your mate to be with you, then you need to be with somebody who is comfortable around family. And if they're not, then it's going to be a problem. All right. If y'all feeling that, let me know. Let me know if y'all feeling that. Let me know what y'all think of that one. All right. Let me know what y'all think of that one about the family, big family versus intimate partner. All right. Let me know what y'all think about that. All right. Great question. That sounds like the worst to me. See, look, this is why. All right. We got some folks to say, great question, great question. Yes, yes. These are some things, y'all, that sometimes you end up with somebody and you didn't even vet them well. That's what this list is right here, y'all. This is a vetting list, right? If you vet well, some people say they end up with the person say, I didn't know you was like this, and I didn't know you were like that. When they say that, that means they did not vet well. But this list right here will help you to vet much better. All right. Tanya said, do you have friends? That's a good question, right? It's also good to ask, are you expecting me? Would you want me to hang? If we were in a relationship, would you expect me to go out with you and your friends? Some people want you right next to them while they're out with their friends, right? Some people only want to go out with their friends and not have you around. These are very, and then you have to look at the friends. What kind of friends do you hang around? Right? Why? Because we know you become who you hang around. It's just a matter of time. Look, it's just a matter of time. You become who you hang around. It's just a matter of time. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Number 9, if you could go anywhere and do anything, where would you go and what would you do? If you could go anywhere and do anything. This is the question that you ask the person. This is a great table question or a great walking down the street question, a great ice cream question. If you can go anywhere, if you could go anywhere and do anything, where would you go and what would you do? And you sit and be quiet and let them answer. Now, why is this a good question? This is a good question because you want to know, again, the scope of how they think. You want to know how they think. You need to know what is it that they want for their lives? You want to know where's their life, what would bring them joy? Listen to this. If you're coming into somebody's life, you should be coming in to add joy to their life. If you're not adding joy to their life, what are you there for? If they're not adding joy to your life, what are you there for? So you need to be asking, yes, Tanya, big picture thinking versus small picture thinking. You're listening for the mentality. And I'm telling you, some of these people have very small mentalities. I run into some people who live here in Atlanta. And when I'm having a conversation, especially with young people, I tell them, as soon as you graduate, I was talking to a young lady the other day. I said, as soon as you graduate, she said, I'm going to college here in Georgia. Okay, great. I told her, as soon as you graduate, you need to get away from here. You need to move away from here if you've never lived anywhere else. Because this little town, it's not a little town, it's a big town. But this town right here will shape your mind to think that this is how life is. and real life isn't like this, right? Real life is multicultural. It's all these different kinds of things and people, and so you need to expand your mentality. So you need to know. Number 9 is if you could go anywhere and do anything, what would you do? Check it out. Number 10. Number 10 is, what is your favorite thing about relationships? What's your favorite thing about relationships? And you sit and you listen. Right? What's your favorite thing about what do you love about love? What do you love about relationships? If they say, well, I never really thought about it. I don't, it's just nice to have somebody to hang out with. It's just nice to have somebody to spend some time with occasionally. That lets you know they're not that serious. Listen, these questions will tell you whether the person is serious or not. And you need to know if people are serious or if people are just playing around. All right. I got this video. I'm going to see if it's going to. I got this video that I want to play. So if y'all feeling that, go ahead, hit that like button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Yes. Let's see. I want to make sure. Yes. Good stuff. So I want to make sure that we are on point with it. So I want to show you this infographic. Let me show you this. All right, there was one more piece of this. One more piece of this thing I want to share on online dating. And look, if you're doing online dating, I want you to let me know that you're doing online dating. If you're currently doing online dating, type me right now in the comment section. I want to know who's doing online dating. It was something that I saw. Okay, let me see. Good. All right, so check it out. I thought that this was important, right? Look at this infographic. All right. G. Shelley says, me, Italiana, what's going on? Miami Queen is in the building. She said, not me. Nia says, I like in-person dating. All right. So check out this infographic. And you guys on TikTok, if you want to kind of see what I'm pulling up here, you can click the link in the bio and it'll take you to the YouTube channel. And you can see it from there. All right, so this thing says location matters. Where you live will impact your online dating experience simply because certain locations have more active users, right? I'm convinced, y'all. I'm convinced that for some of you, you have not found your ideal person. You have not found your ideal person because of your geography. You have not found your ideal person because you are fishing in a small pool, right? Look, if I was single and had no kids, no reason to stay, right? If you're single, you should be moving to a market where there's more potential mates. Now, for some of you, if you've been living in a certain market and spending your time in that one market, even if it's a big market like New York or Atlanta, maybe you need to, spend more time in a different geographic market. But I'm telling you, geography matters. Yes, Dion said different geographical locations. Yes. And out of the country. Now, be careful out of the country. because some of these people, they some of these people, they got intentions. But look at this. It says 50% of New York State residents are single, and the city has most users on eHarmony. Interesting. In contrast, there are lower numbers of users in Idaho, where 60% of the population is married. So some of y'all need to go to Idaho. Some of you would have a better chance at finding love. Some of y'all, like you're a hot shot. You'd be a hot shot in some of these small towns, whereas in a big town, you're just another Joe Schmo. Okay, I've met some people, man, that if they live somewhere else, I've met some women who got all the education, got the good job, got the car, got the house, got the everything, and I just know it that if they lived somewhere else, if they moved to Idaho, if they decided that I'm going to go live somewhere else, then they would definitely be a contender. All right. We got some of our Facebook friends. I can agree with that. The pool in my area is stagnant. I'm telling you, it's real. I'm telling you, it's real. For some of y'all, you just live in the wrong place. And that's why you're not getting enough. You're not getting enough at-bats with quality mates. All right. All right. So look, now you guys, if y'all taking notes, here we go. Check this out. This is a list, and by the way, if some of you want to, if somebody wants to pop on live, let me know. I'm getting ready to drop the link in the YouTube. If you want to pop on live, come on in. We'll have a conversation about it. I got some time. All right, just drop the StreamYard link in there. Let me know if you want to come on up and we'll have a conversation about it. So let's talk about it this way. Now let's shift to this. 10 things you should never ask. The other set was 10 questions to ask on a date. Now I got 10 questions you should never ask on a date. 10 questions you should never ask on a date. Italiana said, I got engaged to a football player who lived in Ohio, but I broke it off. Understood. But you might have had 9 kids while he works down at the plant. There's nothing like Miami, though. I can tell you that. All right, so 9. Let's go with this. 10 questions you should never ask. 10 questions you should never ask. I need you guys in TikTok. Go ahead and tap on that screen. Tap on that screen. Fill the room full of love. Here we go. Number 1. What did you think of me when you first saw me? This is a question you should never ask. What did you think of me when you first saw me? Now, this is a question you can ask this question later on, right? Once you guys get to know each other later on. But this isn't a good first date question. And the reason this isn't a good first date question is it makes you sound thirsty. This is not a good first date question because it makes you sound thirsty. Like you need a compliment. Like, why do you need a compliment? What did you think of me? What do you think of my outfit? What do you think? How do you think I look? What difference does it make? Do you need somebody to say something to you? Or do you leave the house knowing that you look good? that you looking good, you feeling good. All right. Let's move on. Number 2. The second thing that you should never say. Today we on our top 10 dating questions that you should never say. Dating question you should ask and dating question you should not ask. And here's number 2 of the not ask. Never ask, where is your favorite place to be kissed? Or where is your favorite position? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where is your favorite place to be kissed? Wait a minute. And what is your favorite position? Why should you not ask this question? You should not ask this question because these questions are moving towards intimacy. And you haven't even figured out if you even like this person or not. No, Italiana, you would think that people know. But there's a reason that these things are on this list. Yes, it gives the impression that you are all about sex and all about not really getting to know the person. Yes. Look, let me put it up. Tanya said, I would lose interest immediately if a man asked me this on a first date. Don't ask intimacy questions until it's intimacy time and you decide that. All right, move on. Number 3. The third question that you should not ask, that you should never ask on a first date, is you shouldn't say, you seem to be perfect. Why are you single? It's the question that most people hate. Why are you single? It's the question that most people don't, because it implies that you're perfect, but how come other people don't see you as perfect? What is wrong with you? That's what that question is saying. What's wrong with you that I can't see? Donna said, I hate that question. What's wrong with you that I can't see? What's wrong with you? All right. So yes, it's an immediate turnoff to ask a person, why are you single? Now, a better question. I'm gonna ask you guys, what's a better way to phrase that question? Italiana said, nobody asked me that. If they did, I would never speak to them. Understood. What's a better way to ask that? They want to know about your journey in dating. What's a better way for them to pose that question? Why are you still single? Now, I got an answer to that question if somebody does ask you that question. Here's a good answer to that question. I am very selective. And I just haven't met the person I'm ready to select. I'm very selective. I don't like the word picky. Don't use the word picky. I'm very selective. And I have high hopes for the person who will come into my life. And I haven't met them yet. Yes. Italiana says, I use those exact words. Yes. So that's a good way to answer that question when it comes up. Hey, I simply have not, I have high expectations. I'm going to give my whole heart to somebody. When I love deep. I love sincerely. I keep it real. I go all in. And I haven't met the person that I'm ready, that I believe is ready to go all in with me in the same way. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Number 4. The fourth thing you should never say, don't ask. Don't ask this on the first date as you're getting to know somebody. Do not ask this question. Where do you see this going? Where do you see this going? You just met. Where do you see this going? I see me going home. Where do you see this going? Where do you see this going? I don't know. And listen, y'all, let me tell you something. Ladies, you are really guilty of this. Ladies are more guilty of this than men, right? You can meet a guy and you start fantasizing on what the wedding would be like, what this person would be like, as a husband and having children, and like you already got the whole imagination thing going. And you haven't even gotten through the first dinner yet. So you need to know. You need to just chill on that. Where do you see this going? I see us having an amazing time tonight. And if it goes right, we'll have an amazing time next time. That's all I see. Stop future casting. Move on. Number 5. The fifth statement or question never to ask: what kind of car do you drive? What kind of car do you drive? What is that question really asking? What kind of car do you drive? Hey, Melinda. What kind of car do you drive? Now, sometimes a guy who's got a sporty car wants to know what kind of car you have. You got it. Italiana, you got it. It is a money question. It's a money question. It's a status question. And if he didn't have a flashy car, he probably wouldn't ask. Right? If he didn't have a show-off car that he wants to kind of like, broadcast towards you, he probably wouldn't ask. He's asking for a reason. What kind of car you have? If a woman is asking, fellas, she is asking for a reason. What kind of car do you drive? What difference does it make? Counting them pennies. Counting them coins, buddy. Miss Heaven says, yes, a date asked me that. A date asked her that. Yeah. What kind of car do you drive? It's a status question. And the answer is, I don't reveal that to people I don't know. All right. Tanya said, I'm not a car person, so men who are like that feel some kind of way when I'm not impressed. That's why they asking. They trying to impress you. They trying to impress you. All right. So the what kind of car question is a money question, is a status question. Don't ask. Number 6. Let's move on. Number 6 in the list of the top 10 things not to ask on a date, on a first date. Number 6, are you seeing anyone else? Now, check it out. Are you seeing anyone else? Yeah, what's going on, lady? Queen B's in the building. Are you seeing anyone else on the first date? Why are you asking essentially the status of their dating life? If they're single, they can see whoever they want to see. And they don't have to, they don't have to justify it. Are you seeing anyone else? Because I was talking to a lady at my event last Friday, and she said, I line them up. She said, I have date night, and date night might start at 6 at daytime. Go out with somebody for a couple of hours, go home. 6 o'clock, go out with somebody for a couple of hours, go home. 10 o'clock, go out with somebody, go home. Right? But she's single. She can see whoever she wants to see. So you don't need to know who they're seeing on, who they're going out with, and it's really none of your business. But see, sometimes people, especially guys too. Guys, listen to this. Guys often don't want to know that you are out dating multiple people, even if they're not your man. You just met them, going out with them for the first time, right? If you tell a guy that you got multiple dates lined up, he might never call you again. He might never call you again if you tell a man, I had 3 dates today, and you're number 3. In his mind, if you're out with a man, you're with a man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In his mind, if you're out with a man, you are out with a man. You know what I'm saying? All right. So are you seeing anyone else? Don't even ask, because it doesn't matter. I'm literally cracking up at me. All right. Here's another question not to ask. Do not ask this question. How much was that? Maybe looking at that watch, looking at that bracelet. How much was that? How much was that? You're asking another finance question, a money question, a status question. You want to know where their money resides. It is none of your business. And that's one of the fastest ways to have somebody tell you good night and never see you again. Yes. How much was that? It's none of their business. How much was that? None of your business. Martika says, yes, that's rude to ask about money. People do it. And some of these guys, they'll brag about, what they got, and the people trying to impress people that they don't know. Yes, it's none of your business. You don't need to know. Tanya said, my response is always, it was a gift. I think it's rude to ask. I'm telling you, people ask. People ask rude questions all the time. Let's move on. Number eight. Are you Democrat or Republican? Are you Democrat or Republican? Do not ask political questions. You're just meeting this person. Why are you asking political questions? It's none of your business. What difference does it make? Oh, it makes a big difference because I would never be in a relationship with a Republican. Come on. Come on. No, this is a cannot ask. Yeah. This is number 8 on the cannot ask side. Do not ask whether they're Republican or Democrat. I was up in Savannah, out on the waterfront, enjoying the evening, and this lady was drunk and all over the place, and I guess I looked like somebody she wanted to talk to. And so we were out just enjoying the time, and here she comes. She came over there and was like, "What do you think of Herschel Walker?" I just love Herschel Walker. What do you think about Herschel Walker? And I knew not to answer this question. I wasn't on no date with this lady. I had my date, right? But this lady, she just wanted to be friendly and starts asking me about Herschel Walker running for Senate. And, what do you think of Herschel Walker? And me finding it impossible to just get away and just not say anything. I said, well, he's a Republican, isn't he? Interesting. I said he reminded me of Donald Trump. I knew she was a Trump fan. And it went downhill from there. And then other people got into it. And it became a thing right there. It became a thing. And another couple, the lady jumped into the conversation, and her and the guy she was with ended up in an argument. Don't ask political questions. I should have just backed out of it and said, you know what? I'm enjoying my evening, and I don't care about Trump, Herschel Walker, or any of those other people. I could have just said that, but I didn't. And I should have. Number 9. We're moving down this list. We almost out of here on this. Check it out. Number 9. Why did you and your ex break up? A question you don't need to know. If they want to tell you, they can tell you. Why did you and your ex break up? Here's why you shouldn't answer this question. Here's why this is a bad question. This is a bad question because somebody said it. And this is for this question. This is snowball effect. Okay? You're bringing the thought of someone else into the room with you. Fellas, do not ask a woman this question. Why did her and her ex break up? Because now you're putting the ex in her mind. Now she has to look. Our minds naturally just answer questions all day or ask questions, and our brains automatically start answering and trying to figure out what the answer to this question is. What difference does it make? Why are you bringing somebody who is not at the table to the table? You'll listen, Martika. You'll find out. I'm gonna tell you how to answer that if they ask you that. But I'm telling you, asking why she and her ex broke up is putting her in the mindset of thinking about her ex. Do you want her to think about her ex, or do you want her to think about you? Which one is it? It's none of that person's business. Donna's right. Puts a damper on the evening, because especially if it didn't go well. Look, sometimes some of these things end badly. And maybe they were trying to forget their ex. And here you are bringing them up. Here you are bringing up the thing that they've been trying to get away from. They're trying to get away from the thoughts and the situation. They're trying to get away from it all. And here you are bringing it up. So don't bring it up. Now, when if somebody asks you this question, why did you and your ex break up? You say this. We discovered that we were not right for each other. It was obvious, I'm not going to say anything bad about him or her. And listen, I don't care what they did. Don't say anything bad about them. I don't care what they did. Don't say anything bad about them. Because listen to this. You know the difference between love and hate. You know they say the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. The opposite of love is not hate. Because if you still hate somebody, you still have energy for that person. And hate can turn back into love. And love can turn into hate. Like it's energy. It's something that's alive for another person. But the opposite of love or the opposite of hate is indifference. When you don't care, you don't give a rat's patootie what they do. That's when you're good. That's when you're ready. If you don't care what they do and who they do it with, that's when you're ready. But if you get in there and start talking about, oh, my ex, they did this, they did that, they were terrible, this, terrible, that. Guess what the other person can say? Well, why'd you choose them? You chose them. So what is it about your decision making that is off? You're saying all these bad things about them when it's really you who chose to be with them. So just keep it light. Hey, you know what? They were a great person when we first met. It all worked out. You don't even say that. They were a great person. I was a great person, but you know what? We just couldn't find a way to be great together. So we decided to be great apart. I wish them well. Waiter, I would like some more wine, please. Right? You let it go. You don't belabor the point. Let's get down to number 10. Number 10, do you always wear that when you go out? Do not ask them, do you always wear that when you go out? Do you always dress like that when you go out? Do you always wear makeup? Do you always wear eyeliner, eyelashes? When you, fellas, don't ask. Fellas, just don't ask. It's not worth asking. Just don't ask. Pointless. Pointless. All right. It's pointless. So these are some things for you to ask. 10 questions to ask. 10 questions to never ask. If you need a one-on-one coaching session, shoot me an email to lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. I've got something coming up that I want to invite y'all to. Guess what? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me take myself down. Take myself down. There you go. Let me see. Can't get to it. Let me see what I can do. All right. I'm trying to show you something. It wouldn't work right. Let me see if I can show you another way. I'm gonna see if I can show you a different way. See if I can show you a different way. So yeah, it's coming. Here we go. Here we go. I want to show y'all. It's coming. The book. It's ready. The book. It's ready. The book is ready. Secrets of the Mind of a Man. How men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. The book is ready. I want to invite all of you to my book launch August 26th, the fourth Friday of the month. It's going to be right here in Atlanta. The invite, the what's it called? It just slipped my mind. Eventbrite is where we're going to be selling the tickets from. The tickets, it'll be ready out. I'm going to probably put it out tomorrow, or at least within the next couple of days. We'll start opening it up for people to book tickets. So the book, it is ready. Been working on it for quite a while. Thank you, Keisha. People who know me know that I've been talking about this book for a long time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it is time to let the book go. So August 26th, it's most likely. I think the venue is the venue is a rooftop. It's going to be a rooftop event. And if you guys, I don't care where you are, if you want to fly into Atlanta to come share the experience with me, I would love to have you come through. We had a rooftop event last Friday. It was super dope, and I want you guys to come and celebrate with me. As a matter of fact, it will. Yes, Tanya. Ticket price will include the cost of the book. Yes. The book is going to be it's a digital. It's on digital. It's on Kindle books. It's going to be be able to get it from Amazon, and that's going to be pretty cool. So I'm excited about it and happy to have it launch off. This is volume 1. And I'm happy to be making it happen. No, you can't purchase now. LaDonna, no, you can't purchase now. Yes. I love a good rooftop. That was a seed plant just in case. Yes. The event is going to be at a rooftop. And I'm telling you, this rooftop spot is amazing. It is super dope. Super dope. You want to be in the house on this. So yes, pre-sales will start the week of. I have to get back with my people, but I'll be talking about it, you guys. You'll hear me talking more and more about it as we get going. So yes, it is an ebook. Yes. And I'm excited about it. So what do you mean? The real Quay? Let me sell your ebook. Well, you got to buy it first. All right. Yes. All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Oh, LaDonna said, I'm so happy for you, Kel. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. And we are going to make it happen. So look, hit that Cash App. I hope you would hit that Cash App and help push the show along. Let me make sure we got it there for you. Love for you to go ahead and support the show as well. So, all right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Till next time, peace and love. Later.